Greetings, folks. Today is Tuesday, September something. I actually don't remember, and I don't have my watch on right now because it's charging. First of all, I apologize for the lawnmower in the background, but you're just gonna have to live with it. Like I said, I think I've said before that every time I want to shoot a video of anything, people always come out here and start doing whatever it is that they do. But second of all, I'm going to be brutally honest with everybody here. I don't really feel like making this video. In fact, I don't really feel like doing anything today. Although I did. You can see here, I did actually, there is now some visible space here. Basically, just rearranged the deck chairs in the Titanic, for lack of a better way to describe it. But I did get rid of some stuff that needed to be gotten rid of. I wanted to do a lot more, but you know, as soon as it came out here, the motivation to do it, because this is quite the significant mess, the motivation to do it just disappeared. And I gotta say, it's the same thing with the car. I didn't really want to clean it out, but I also don't want to do that tomorrow. So I did it anyway. And you can see it's pretty clean. Things are in good shape. I've taken out most of the stuff. I mean, I need to vacuum it. That definitely needs to happen. But I don't think I'm going to worry about that now because I don't really care that much. You see these things here. Macintosh 2 SI power supplies. I do have a Macintosh 2 SI, but that video hasn't been uploaded yet. It is in the queue, so it should come out at some point within the next month. Because yeah, I did get some video editing done. I did actually feel like doing something over the last little while, but I don't know, hasn't really been much. Alright, now that it's significantly later, and hopefully I'm done fulfilling everybody else's needs and wants, I can have some time to myself. Why am I doing all of this? You might be asking yourself. Well, now I have to put up with the air conditioner. I'm back here because there's people everywhere. Can't get away from people. Don't I just sound like a moody old man saying things like that? Oh, maybe that's how it happens. That's how it happens, folks. That's how crotchety old fart syndrome gets started. Anyway, why am I doing this? Well, the Peoria Area Amateur Radio Club Superfest is this coming Saturday, and of course I am going down once again to meet up with folks and attend the hamfest, exchange some junk in between, in and amongst ourselves, and just generally have a good time. I'm hoping. Something about this whole thing is giving me a bad feeling. I've just got this inking suspicion that something is going to go wrong. I don't know what it is, and I'm not real enthralled by the idea that I don't know what it is, but I guess whatever happens, happens. I'm going down irrespective of whatever happens. The weather also is a big question mark, and from what I've seen out of the forecast, things are not great. So last year it rained, or at least it threatened to rain, and the turnout was not all that great. So I didn't think it was too bad, all things considered. But this year I think there's an even higher chance of rain, and probably more rain at that. And on top of that, I don't know if they're just not updating it, because it's been the same for pretty much the last 2 months. But the park people have a map of the flea market grounds at the hamfest, and they mark out which tables are sold. Well, I don't remember exactly how many tables there are. I know that there's over 100, and there are only 18 of them that have been booked. And like I said, it's been that way for the last 2 months, so I'm not too optimistic about that. I guess on the other hand, it means I won't be spending too much money, which is good because money is kind of tight in this economy. I don't know if anybody's noticed that, but yeah, it's pretty bad. It's not that bad. It's not like I'm under any kind of real financial stress or anything like that. It's just that I would prefer not to spend money if I don't have to. So, and given that this year I have really outdone myself when it comes down to speaking for other people's junk, I have, like I said, I've really outdone myself. Just you wait. You'll get to see some of it at the end of this video, and it's bad. I should not have spoken for as much as I did. But I did, and I guess it's stuff that will keep me busy for the next long while, especially with the rate that things are going around here. I probably won't get to half of these things for quite a significant amount of time. Forecast doesn't look great. I mean, it looks promising in that it looks like the vast majority, if not all, of the rain is supposed to happen in the afternoon of the Saturday, which would be very nice if it stayed away for the morning. But I don't know how much I trust that particular forecast. It's also changed from the other day. In fact, just yesterday I was looking at it and it said that there was supposed to be sun all day. So I don't know. It's only Tuesday. It's got 4 days to change. So I almost wonder about that. You know, it's like I said in the OARC video. The hamfest is outdoors, so if it rains, it rains. And I don't know what you really do about that. I don't know if they have a rain date, but of course it's supposed to rain on the Sunday too. So it might just be a giant bust. But I guess that's why we have our little swamp meet beforehand, so we can exchange interesting junk anyway. And that's really honestly what I go down for anyway. I don't go down for the hamfest. It's not really that exciting, but I guess we'll get to find out how bad it really is. Anyway, I think I will shut up now, and I will come back once I've got more to share. Possibly Wednesday evening, once I've gotten ready to leave, or once I've left here. Possibly not until Thursday morning. Well, it is Wednesday evening. Yes, Wednesday. Maybe it wasn't the smartest idea to do this the way that I've done it, but that's okay. We're going to do it the way that I've done it. So, I'm going to head over to the other place here probably shortly, tie up all the worms that I've uncanned here, and just make sure that I've got everything ready to go, because I'm not coming back here once I've figured that out. I mean, I can. It's not like I'm that far away. The weather is just stunning here, and apparently it's supposed to be great this weekend here. Like, it won't be rainy or anything like that, or maybe it will. I'll actually have to look at that, but not that it makes much of a difference to me. But it's not looking good for Peoria. I'm going to look again here. I'm also going to look at the forecast for here. You know, I actually just looked at it, and the forecast is actually even better. It's supposed to be cloudy, but no rain in the morning on the Saturday, so that's good. So that means that we'll be able to judge hamfest on its merits. Unfortunately, what it probably means is that people are not reserving booths because they don't know if the weather's going to be good, because it's flip-flopped between good and not. So hopefully, hopefully I'm hoping that everything is going to turn out okay. Guess we'll find out. But I gotta, like I said, I gotta tie up all the worms that I've uncanned, because I will be leaving shortly. Okay, we're here at the place. yeah. I don't have much else to say. It is midnight. In fact, I think it actually just basically clicked over to midnight. And tomorrow, or I guess today, is the travel day to Rochester. So this is going to be fun. Get a nice solid 5 hours of sleep. Well, probably a lot less than that. Here, of course, I have the forecast up for Peoria. And things aren't looking too terribly bad. Looks like Sunday is probably the worst day. But here's the thing that I was talking about. Let's see if I can actually open it. Yeah, you can see here they have, what is that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 12 rows of 22. I don't know what that works out to, but it's a pretty substantial value. I think it's over 200. 264. There are 264 total tables. Well, actually, I should rephrase that. There are 261 total tables because there's 3 here that are, well, 262. There's 2 of them that are taken up. But there's only, and this still hasn't updated, looking at 10, 14, 16, 18 tables that have been booked by people. So that's a little concerning. I'm hopeful that it's just not being updated, because 18 tables really kind of makes you wonder, is it worth going back next year? Because it's a significant expense to actually do this. So, I don't know. I think I'm going to make myself a midnight snack. I've obviously finished that, cleared out the things I need to clear out. I'm bringing my jacket so that way it won't rain. I had some projects I wanted to work on while I was here, and the only thing that I've actually done is I've taken apart this iMac. This G3 that stopped working, and it's a good thing I did, because let me take a look at this. Yikes. It's one of those crappy Maxell depth charge bomb things. So, anyway, still doesn't work though. This is the symptom that I'm getting. Let's see if I can actually do this without completely screwing up absolutely everything. Alright, go ahead and just you watch. Now it'll either blow up or it'll work fine. Yeah, that's all I get out of it. See the orange light of doom. And it doesn't go any further. The optical drive also does not eject. Yeah, so that's my problem that I'm dealing with that. I think it needs a power supply. So, yeah, I had a whole bunch of things I wanted to work on. I'm gonna have to get my maps and things printed, so that way I've got them on hand. So that's gonna be fun. I also very conveniently forgot to bring a power adapter for my laptop. Just sitting down there. Good thing. It's a very good thing. I have one here. Saved by the bell, I'm telling you what. Well, I forgot the camera glasses, but I'm going to record this quickly because we're off to a bit of an inauspicious start here. I hate this time of year. This is one of the reasons. I have that to clean up. Of course, I don't never understand why it's always this side of the car. Like, that's it. It's never the other side. No matter where you're parked. It's just very weird how that works. But I gotta go to the store, buy a couple things that I forgot. Because, of course, I forgot stuff. I'm gonna have to do that. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about that. I'm gonna be driving down there with this. Which probably means that by the time I come back, it's going to complain that it wants me to actually take it in. But that's okay. Well, that sucked. Went out and I did get some stuff that I needed, but no belt, because none of the stores that would actually carry them were open. And I really thought that I had put one on yesterday, one of the pants, but I didn't do that. Nope, no belt in those. There's no belt in here. And I don't remember bringing a belt over to this place. Of course, I could just be completely full of crap and have just wasted a whole bunch of time, but I don't think I've got any. Yeah, so there's some pants in there, there's some pajamas in there, but I don't have a whole lot of clothes over here. So, nah. Like I said, I don't think I've got them, so I'm not gonna waste too much time. So I guess I'm gonna be buying a belt while I'm down there, or just doing without. I don't know how many pairs of these pants actually need a belt. Probably a couple of them. That was not the thing to forget out of all the things, but I suppose it could be worse. I could have forgot my passport or something, right? And I know I have that. That's in the bag over there. So I'm waiting for this ice maker to make one more batch of ice that I can go ahead and throw into here, and then I'm going to shut it off. It'll probably be about 9 o'clock by the time I leave, which is a little unfortunate. I wanted to leave at 7. So, like I said earlier, we're getting off to an inauspicious start. Hopefully this is the extent of things going wrong that I was worried about earlier, because if this is it, yeah, I can handle that. I think I can handle that. Okay, apologies for the crooked video, but we are ready to go. Everything is loaded. Locked and loaded, I think is what I said the last time. Again, I'm getting the feeling that something's gonna go wrong, but should be at the border within the next hour or two, something like that. I'm not 100% sure. I think that's what it is. So I'm not taking a time-lapse this year. I know normally I take a time-lapse video. I don't think there's much of a point. I mean, you've seen it before. You don't need to see it again. Hope I turned all the lights off, because I ain't going back in there now. It's 9 o'clock. I need to get on the road, and I need to get started. Yeah, I know. Shut up about your maintenance. Might have 47,000 on this thing by the time it's all said and done, which of course is when I need to get maintenance. So I'll probably have to book an appointment. I already have one booked for November, but I didn't think I'd be doing this much driving. Alright, we're in a little idle. We're ready to go. Alright, folks, I thought I'd check in. I'm out on one of the big roads anyway. I'm not sure you can really hear it, particularly with the no-fi microphone, but I am driving this thing with what I'm pretty sure is a bad wheel bearing on my front passenger side. I'm also driving on what I'm pretty sure is at least one bad tire on the front, because there was a shimmy, or at least I could sense that there was a shimmy in the steering at 90 to 100 kilometers an hour, although it's practically gone away here now that I'm going highway speed, proper highway speed. So that's kind of interesting. I wasn't expecting that. I'm not using cruise control. I would never use cruise control because I think that it's largely pointless. So anyway, I'll get back to my radio, and hopefully within the next hour we will be on the next big road. Getting ready. Is that the Amazon warehouse? No, I think we're long past the Amazon warehouse. This is the thing I don't like about long trips, is there's just such vast expanses of nothing. But whatever. back in a few, thanks to the magic of video editing. We're stuck here right now because there's a broken down bus in the other lane. That is a wonderful place for that. Wow. What a pleasant experience. Not. Oh well. At least we're almost to the border, which means that the most difficult part of this entire trip is basically done. This is quite the bridge. Okay, again, I'm gonna hope that these are recording, because I don't know. Come on, car, move. Anyway, I am across the border, so woohoo! That was super duper easy and painless. I thought I got in the wrong lineup because it was taking forever, but it was just somebody who wanted to talk to people. So, I guess that wasn't too bad. So that's good. Of course, my friggin' map wants me to take Interstate 90, and I can't because I don't have an easy pass. And apparently, it's a pain in the ass to take I-90 now without an easy pass. And I don't come down often enough to justify buying one. So I guess there's that. Although maybe I should, you know. Get some quick video here of some of the things that you don't see when I just do a time lapse, and that is, well, I mean, you do see it, but you just glance over it. There's the small town America. Really nice this time of year, with all the changing colors on the trees. Yeah, so you get to see all this small town stuff that you wouldn't otherwise get to see, and it's actually kind of nice. I almost wish I lived here. But then you start to think about things like, okay, what kind of internet service do they have? You know, what kind of connectivity to the outside world? What kind of technology jobs are available out here? Because that's kind of my field, you know? And then you start to realize, maybe you don't have it quite so bad in the big city. Shut up. Alright. I have less than an hour to go to my destination. I thought I'd check in again. I'd show you the pure nothing that you're looking at now. Other than the trees with leaves that are changing colors. It's actually pretty nice, like I was saying earlier. But yeah, this is a very boring part. Excuse me, very boring part of the trip. Alright, we have arrived at our destination. I expected that he'd be out here waiting for me, but I guess not. So I guess I gotta shake the tree and see what's cracking.
Oh shit, that's the bottom of the glove box. If I pop that, all my shit's gonna go everywhere. So here's that. Can I pull this out of the way, or at least maybe shut straight?
I was also kind of wondering to see how long it would take, or what's the right word? Who could guess correctly what it is that we're trying to do here?
Besides, be doofy for YouTube. Oh. Yeah, there is a nice big rubber doohickey here. Probably sounded great without context.
Of course, trying to use these things for quality video is kind of like farting into a whirlwind. Anyway, I suppose while he's busy destroying the Mercury before we have to take it down for Hamfest, I will show, if, again, you'll be able to see anything with the no-fi video of this. I have a trunk light, but I'm not sure it actually helps. Stuff! I have already gotten myself full into trouble. At least it's mostly CDs. Although I think there's a radio. Yeah, there is a radio in here. I almost forgot about that. It's not even Hamfest yet, and I picked up a radio. A couple of computer games, and those. And then, of course, another one of these switch boxes, but you'll see all that in a better video. So, already getting into trouble, and I've got more. Yeah, I have more. There's a 486 sitting around somewhere that I foolishly spoke for.
Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. Better not be freaking soldered.
Well, it's no fun until you have to solder in your Mercury.
Now, question is, how
That tool looks particularly evil.
hope there?
Yep, we're definitely destroying Mercury.
Ow! That bulb is hot. Real question.
Well, a microphone is not very useful with a burned radio.
Okay.
Or an otherwise dead radio.
Okay. Now, see if this is the right cable. It is. So,
N1, listening.
okay. That's promising. I'll turn that off for a second. Now comes the real test. How noisy does it get when the car's on? Oops. Oh, actually, it's a little longer. That sounds pretty good. When I had it plugged into the lighter, it was going. Good.
Progress.
Good progress indeed.
It's not regressing, that's a start.
Somewhere, I gotta find it inside. I have,
Couldn't you just zip tie it to the armrest there?
you like giving me bad ideas, don't you? Somewhere inside I have, some little self-tapping screws we can put through this thing.
It's packed. Yeah, I'm not wearing them on my head. It's easier to actually get video of the thing that you're trying to get video of when it's not on your head. Which sort of defeats the purpose. Yeah. Not that you'll be able to read that with no fi video, but, you know, it's the thought that counts. It is Friday morning, and we are getting ready to leave on the big trip, the big 12-hour something drive. Google Maps is suggesting that it's going to be very entertaining, so this could be fun. Hope it's not that fun. But yeah, 12 hours from now, we'll be in our destination, and at least I'm ready to go. I hear activity going on outside, so I'm assuming that everything is ready. Forgive me, I'm a little tired. You know, but that's the way that things go. Still kind of getting up. But yeah. So, everything is packed. Well, almost everything. I'm going to be putting that in the car. I'm not taking that with me. But yeah, everything should be essentially locked and loaded. Outside. Like I said, I don't like this time of year with the condensation, but I don't have to deal with it. But again, locked and loaded, and I think we've even managed to get less junk this year. And that is a feat of engineering in and of itself, really. Yay, Pennsylvania. This feels so stupid. God, these things are awful. Worse than I remembered. Well, now I can't see anything, but at least the video won't look stupid. There's your Ohio sign. Phones down while driving. Not like anybody ever does that.
Followed our journey in previous years. This is in Ohio, Richfield.
Close enough to Richfield.
Something like that. Well, I just had to get up and walk around because I was going cross-eyed. But yeah, we'll be back on our way shortly.
I want to show you something highly amusing. Someone forgot to take their directions off of the rest area sign. Alright. We just stopped off for food, lunch. It's noon. I think we're in what? I think this is basically Columbus. All the signs say Columbus, so we'll call it Columbus. And my understanding is that that's the halfway point. We survived Interstate 71 and the boringness that is that, but the worst is yet to come because we still got to deal with what I will affectionately call the Indianapolis Toilet Bowl, aka Interstate 465. Ah, look at that. Right as we're leaving Ohio, traffic is bad. Go figure, huh?
Geez, we didn't even have to wait for the toilet bowl to get trafficked in Indiana.
Here we go, folks. Toilet bowl time. Everybody slams on the brakes. Like, here we go, 35. Boy, howdy, as somebody who drives near Quebecers, you think I'd know better. There's some moron driving on the friggin' shoulder. Oh, it's the same guy. Big surprise. Right, lettuce and germs, we have survived being flushed with toilet bowl. Largely unscathed, too. Kind of amazing, really. My understanding is that we have or are about to cross the state line. Also crossing a date line. One of them, anyway. Of course, guess what? Welcome to Illinois. Here's your road destruction. Yep, there's the sign. Okay, made it to the room for the night. Looks like I got a couple of bum light bulbs, but that's okay. It's more than light enough, really. I forgot about those things. Anyway, there's a couple interesting things. First of all, this bathroom. I was not expecting this to be the light. That was kind of odd. Of course, the fan and the light are gang together, that's normal. There is this light, if you want to use that, and Lord knows I might for some things. It's a pretty nice, pretty nice light. There's no built-in dryer, but that's okay. I don't need that anyway. Another interesting thing I'm getting, there's a smell. A very odd smell. It smells like whiteboard markers, of all things. So, I don't know. Out of all the SDP folk, I'm the only one that managed to raid a first floor room. Everybody else is up on the third floor. So, like I said to them, I hope that this is a blessing and not a curse. But I'm all too used to curses. So, either way, I gotta empty this, charge up some stuff, including but not limited to these glasses. I'm gonna have to look at the footage from earlier because I'm pretty sure that the audio is nothing but wind noise. Because these things are just awful, and I do need to charge up my phone because it's at like 20%. So, and yeah, my Panasonic camera has basically crapped out on me. I hope it's not broken, but I think it's having problems with the battery. I think the battery's too weak to power it. So that kind of sucks. I'm gonna have to find a solution for that. If it means restuffing the battery, I don't know, but it's like midnight. Actually, it's past midnight. It's 12:05 right now, local time. So I'm gonna untie all these worms, or tie all the worms that I've uncanned, and get to bed, hopefully get some sleep. Again, not too optimistic there, but hopefully get some sleep. And I will see you in the morning. Okay. That's the Saturday morning. Oops. Apparently I have the, must have the garden room. Can't really see out there, can you? That is the front of the building, though. And I have natural alarm clocks, apparently. But it is 7:22, fast approaching 7:30. And I don't know who all is up yet, but I'm going to have to go to the continental breakfast and figure that out. A few more things about this hotel room. I don't think this is working. Yeah, that's warm. God, it smells bad. Yeah, that was a mistake. I should never have opened that. But the fridge, I'm sure you just heard it there. Maybe even with the no-fi of these, the compressor is bouncing on and off its overload. So that's probably why it smells bad. It smells burnt. So it's high quality. That's working fine. Although I had changed the set point, so that way it's not so freezing in here. This is working good. The only thing I don't like, and I've forgotten about this place, is that they put the toilet paper holder right there instead of taking the toilet and I guess the plumbing, moving it over like just a little bit and putting it here. But oh well, guess you can't have everything. Wow, that really smells bad. I should never have opened that. Maybe that's where that whiteboard marker smell is coming from. That's a weird smell, but I think I'll go ahead and unplug it. Just so that way it's not bouncing on and off its overload. Because I'm sure that's real good for it. We'll get a little bit of video of the actual hamfest, why not? Except I was telling people I don't like these because they don't fit over my glasses.
Oh, yeah.
They used to when I had the old pair, but...
It'd be interesting if they ever made those that had the clip-on style.
Yeah, we're under an anvil right now. That's what all this is. Experimentation time. We have a HT transceiver here tuned, and I have 0 exposures. You'll notice no activity while it's reading. Watch this. We'll just take a random picture of something, it doesn't really matter what. In this case it'll be the Pepsi bottle. And there you have it. Okay, back at the hotel room day after, well, day of, I guess, hamfest. So it's over now. And things are actually pretty good. I was quite surprised at how good the hamfest was. And it didn't rain very much. It rained afterwards, but it didn't rain during the actual hamfest, so that was nice. I had mentioned earlier in this video that my mini fridge didn't work, and I had complained to the, I didn't complain, I mentioned to the front desk that it wasn't working, mostly so that they wouldn't turn around and say, well, you broke our mini fridge, so we're going to hold back some of your deposit. I just mentioned it to them that it wasn't working, and to their credit, within like an hour, because obviously this was very early in the morning, or actually no it wasn't. No, it was early in the morning. I'd mentioned that it was broken. It was early this morning. When their guy came in, he went straight for it, took it out of here, and they've even replaced it. Now it's not new, obviously. You can see it's very scratch and dent. And see, that's frozen. But it's cold. So Here you go. That's actually kind of nice. So, not that I can see anything out here, but like I said, the hamfest was good. There wasn't a whole lot of... It was still a whole lot of radio stuff, but there was good radio stuff, and there were computers if you wanted them, and there was, you know, stuff like that. But offloading videos, I'll be doing the same thing with these glasses here in a second. Offloading pictures from the cameras. Recharging and getting ready for tomorrow, which is shaping up to be a fun day. So we'll see how everything goes. Catch you in the morning. Alright. Sunday. I think it might be raining out. I'm not 100% sure on that, because I can't see anything. It definitely rained. I can see rain puddles, but anyway. Sunday, getting ready for another day of entertainment. Running a little bit later than I'd like, but still in plenty of time. It's not even 8 o'clock yet, local time. So, I'm going to try and tie up all the worms that are uncanned here and continue on with what's going on. I think I'm done with this camera. I don't think it's going to get used any longer. Not because there's anything wrong with it, but because I think the battery has just about had it. So, I'll stick with this. Plus, carrying around both cameras is just kind of a massive pain. And this should have plenty of charge on it. Oops, well, that might have broken, but, again, I know that you'll be able to actually see it. Yeah, it was at like 110 earlier. No, that doesn't want to tell me. There we go, 113, so... Like I said, it should be more than good enough. Okay, I think my camera glasses are crapping out on me because this is the second time I'm trying to shoot this. I hope they're not, because that would suck. But, it is now the end of Sunday, heading into Monday, and we are headed out of here tomorrow. So, it has definitely been fun. We may have made the mistake of getting too much stuff, but I think we can make it work. I guess we'll find out in the morning. I really would have liked to have gotten it done tonight so that we wouldn't have to do it in the morning, but such is the way that things go. That's, I guess, just the way that it's going to be. I'm tired. I say it every year, and I don't mean for it to come across as being, you know, patently negative, or I don't want it to reflect on anybody, and I certainly don't want it to sound like I didn't have a good time, because none of those things are true. It's just that I have definitely exceeded my limit for social interactions for one weekend, and I am tired. Just tired. I will be happy once we are back in New York tomorrow. Well, not really tomorrow. It'll probably be more like 1 o'clock in the morning, if not later. By the time we get back to New York State, and then I've got another 5-hour drive on top of that, but I will be glad once most of that's over, because once we get back to New York State, that means that the majority of this is done. So, and then I get to go home and dig through all my stuff. And that's going to be real fun, too. Overdone it. I have overdone it this year. I think we all overdid it this year. But it was good. There was a good selection of stuff. If there's good stuff, you might as well, and you want it, you might as well buy it. So, there were some other things that were there, and I might get into that at some point, but I don't want to right now. I want to clean up all this nonsense and go to bed. So that's what I'm going to do. Oh yeah, before I go, I will mention, not that I'm going anywhere, there's still parts of this video, but I will mention there is one more thing left to do. We are meeting up with Comp Dude 512 in Indiana tomorrow for lunch, and that's always fun. and perusal of an antique mall, which is also always fun. Oh, it's a piece of my phone case. I'll have to hang on to that. But, that's always fun, but after that, it's just basically straight driving and stopping along the way, but I probably will not shoot any video. I'll shoot a little introductory clip, maybe. I might not even do that in the morning, but I'm probably not going to shoot any more video until we get back to New York. So, maybe. I haven't really decided yet. I guess it depends on how I'm feeling, but if it were up to me right now, I'd put these camera glasses in a bag and forget that they exist until we get back to New York State, and then I can show everything off. I did take some pictures, and invariably I'll take more pictures so that way people can get the experience that way, but I was going to shoot more video this year. I did say that I was going to do that, but right from the get-go, I really just have not felt like making this video. So, and again, I'll mention that I much prefer actually enjoying my trip as opposed to making sure to document each and every little bit of it on video. I don't find that fun. Well, true to my word, it's now Tuesday, and today is the day to go back north of the 49th parallel. Everything is packed up, ready to go, I think. I hope. It's actually worked quite a bit better than I thought. Although the low light sensitivity leaves something to be desired, as does the picture quality, but oh well, whatever. Okay. We are, as they say in the biz, packed out. Well, not really, there's space in there. There's definitely space for more things. Here's what didn't fit in there. There's actually a record. There's 45 in that back pocket there. But, I believe we're ready to go. I don't think I need anything else. I've got 5 hours ahead of me. So, I will catch you in just a moment, thanks to the magic of video editing. I am out of the city of Rochester now. I'm on the road, and I'm not sure you can hear it. Probably not with the lo-fi of this microphone. The wind is crazy out today. You might even be able to, well, probably not. Again, the video's no-fi, so you won't be able to see that either, but it is very windy out today. I'm kind of surprised at how windy it is, but of course maybe I shouldn't be. But now here's the part of the trip that I don't like. It's getting every single one of these traffic lights red. I hope not. But the problem is you have no real way of knowing when they're actually going to change. Here we are now, getting out on the big road. I probably could have turned in front of them. Just please don't go flying. Alright, here we go. Interstate time. Okay, I am running down Interstate 81, and believe it or not, let's see if I can totally break everything. I'm actually using the cruise control right now. Still recording? Yep. Alright. Because my knee is giving me a little bit of issue. It should be fine soon enough. But it's the first time I've actually ever used the cruise control on this car, and I gotta say, not a big fan. Not a big fan at all. You can feel it very obviously changing in between brake, steady and accelerate when you're going up and down hills, and they're not even hills that are that big. And the other thing too is, you know, this is a modern car, so it's got the radar something, I don't know exactly what the right word is, radar activated, I have no idea, but it's got that radar based cruise control, so when you approach vehicles it will slow down for you. Now obviously that's not a replacement for actually paying attention to the road. I'm sure a lot of people use it for that, but it will slow down, but it does it long before you ever actually have to slow down. So there's like a 6-car gap between you and the next car, and it's already slowing down, which is very annoying. And then when you change lanes, it kicks it straight into high gear with the acceleration to get back to the speed that you've set it at. And I do not care for the way that feels. So I get it that there's a lot of people out there that love their cruise control. I'm not one of them. So yeah, I could do without, and I think I'm probably actually getting better gas mileage driving myself than the cruise control is getting. It seems like it's a lot more aggressive than it needs to be. So like we're already slowing down to like almost nothing. And watch what happens when I change lanes. It's just absolutely nuts. And I don't care for the way that feels. Alright. The sign says, "Welcome to Canada." We are now on Terra Canadiana once again. And would you look at this? Immediately as soon as we get across the border, there is a disaster. Not sure what's going on here, but this has never happened before. That's quite strange. Should probably turn my air conditioning back on. Want to see why we're having a problem? This is why we're having a problem. They've decided to block off one lane of this. For literally probably no reason at all. Because this was fine when I came down here. So I don't know what the hell they're getting ready to break, but that's irritating. Oh well, whatever. At least we're still moving. I suppose they have to do maintenance work on these things every once in a while. What a disaster. Boy, have I ever gotten lucky with this trip. God damn. They have the Thousand Islands Bridge, the Canadian side of the Thousand Islands Bridge, down to one lane. So, my lord. Holy crap. I might actually take a video of that. this, because that's terrible. Look at that. Look at that lineup. Oh, now what? Why are we stopping? Come on. All the way to the end of that. Yikes. Alright, lettuce and germs. It's official, I'm home. At least in the city where I belong. Technically this is home, but anyway, we won't go any further than that. And my arms are about to fall off because of all of this junk. Well, not all of it. Some of it was here before, but all the junk that I got, of which there's a lot of it, and some people are probably already giddy for some of it. But we're going to look at that later, because right now it's about 6 o'clock. I promised folks I'd be doing a low-end radio show at 8, and I still need to get myself some food, and I still need to take a shower. So, because, yeah, I didn't do that today because I just wanted to get home. And this is the reason why, is because getting all that stuff in took longer than I expected because, well, it's fucking heavy. Oh boy. Alright, but I got it in here. And so I'm going to, well, actually probably first I'm going to take a shower. Then I'm going to make my food, because I actually have a frozen pizza in here that's been sitting in here for a while that I probably should get out of here. I have 2 of them, but I'm not going to have this one. It's a store brand 4-cheese pizza. Yuck. But it was given to me because it was going to get thrown out, and I thought I'd use it for another purpose, or have somebody here that would want it, and neither of those things have turned out to be the case. So, but yeah, take a shower, make that pizza, do the low-end radio show, and then I will be right back, thanks to the magic of video editing and a better camera, to take a look at all of this junk. Okay, first things first. I do not apologize for any fan noise that might be in this video, because let's face it, folks, it's not even October yet. It's still pretty warm outside, and, you know, I like air movement and cool and all that kind of stuff in my living space. So all the fans are on low. I know that these Sony cameras tend to pick up the wind noise, the fan noise, quite a bit more than any of the other cameras. Of course, they pick up background noise in general more than any other camera. But I don't want any tears about any possible fan noise, because like I said, they're all on low. There's nothing else that I can do short of turning them off, which I'm not going to do. And if you got a problem with it, then that's kind of too bad. If you feel the need to make a comment about it, I will ignore you with impunity. Anyway, so now that we're done with that, let's get on to actually looking at some of the stuff that we've got. Oh boy, where do I start? Well, I guess I'll start over here with some of the more interesting stuff. Courtesy of If You Like Good Ideas, this is a rack mount 486 that's got some intriguing features, I guess you could say, about it. And this is the least of them. But you'll get to find out more about all of that kind of stuff in a video, when I actually finally make a video about it. I don't know when that's going to be, because I've got a whole bunch of projects, and now I have more projects. But we'll see. It should come down the pipeline at some point. There will almost certainly be a video about this, because this thing is seriously cool. What I'm going to do with it, I don't know. That's future me's problem to figure out. Same thing with this, and I don't know why I spoke for this. I knew that it was big and bulky, but I've always kind of wanted one, because I happen to like this design. I thought that it was quite cool, and really what the iMac G4 probably should have been. Ooh, that's out of focus. Wow, there we go. This is an eMac G4. They didn't come in anything other than G4s. Spec-wise, I'm not sure. I don't even remember where the sticker would be on it. It's probably on the other side with all the ports. I'm not moving this thing because it's every bit of 50 pounds, and there's no handle. You know, out of all the things about this machine, it really would not have killed Apple Computer to put a handle on it. make it easy to carry, like the iMacs. Would have been nice. But I had the paracord for it, as well as the keyboard and the mouse, which are a little worn out, but you know what? Who cares? They work, I'm sure. And, something you won't see very often, pretty much all of the documentation for this thing. And then some. So, what do we have? Let's take a look. Some software coupons. I should send one of those into Apple and see what they do. Something about Apple Care. Probably telling you to buy their Apple Care stuff. Yeah, their Apple Care protection plans and all this other stuff that I'm sure nobody ever actually bought. Software license agreements. That's a pretty thick book. 1 year limited warranty, Apple Care. I wonder if this was actually purchased in addition to the 1 year warranty that you would have got with the unit itself. Not 100% sure on that. Some install discs. I think they're both in there. So that is good. That will be getting installed on this thing. An Airport Extreme user's guide. I wonder if this thing actually has the airport installed. That's a nice upgrade. Of course, Apple Care Protection Plan. Tech Tool Deluxe. Terms and conditions. And the eMac user's guide. Again, all stuff that you really just don't see because most of these went to schools, and you know, when they went to schools, everybody just threw all that out. Maybe kept one set around just to have it for all the machines and then threw all the rest of them out. Okay, so that's that. This will certainly be getting a video at some point, but I don't know where exactly I'm going to put it because I don't really have space for it. Nor do I really have space for that, but they're the kind of thing that you could probably make space for. I bought this at the Hamfest for $5. It's a little USB converter, and what this thing does is it plugs into USB and gives you 4 COM ports. I figured worst case scenario, it's a shelf queen, but maybe I can actually use that for something, I don't know. Some kind of serial communications between vintage computers might be interesting. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, this was given to me by Kirby Crazy. I think his YouTube channel name is MattS78MN, but he may have changed it to Kirby Crazy by now, because I know that you can do that. That's also where this came from. This little Epson Action Printer 5000 Plus dot matrix printer. I suppose I could look it up and figure it out, but I'm not sure if it's 9-pin or 24-pin. I want to say that this is probably a 9-pin dot matrix printer. And the only blemish on the entire thing is that it's missing the little knob there. So I'll have to come up with something, or, I don't know, I'm not above just clamping some kind of vice grip on that and doing it that way. But it should make a nice replacement for the Epson that's up here. It's little FX86E, because this does not have the tractor feed mechanism and this one does. So we'll go for that. And yes, the washing machine's on. Again, I live here. I gotta do my laundry at some point, you know. It's already midnight. In fact, it's past midnight. Oh boy, okay. Also from Kirby Crazy is this keyboard. Just a random ADB keyboard. I don't remember what they called it. And then an Apple desktop bus mouse. The original one with the square button. I want to put that on the Macintosh Classic, although my Classic actually isn't working right now. I need to fix it. It's got some capacitor issues, some fairly major capacitor issues, but it's going to get this keyboard and mouse because these fit that aesthetic quite a bit more, and I can use the keyboard and mouse that are on that thing for my LC. Or, well, it's basically a Macintosh TV, but you know what I mean. Here's another neat piece from Kirby Crazy. This is a Tandy 1000 personal computer TX. I was expecting an SX, because I had spoken originally for an SX, but apparently I got the TX. No keyboard, no monitor, no anything else really. Although he did at least leave me the double-sided diskette here. with boot stuff on it. So, and of course I got this. I don't remember if this is a 360K or a 1.2 meg. I know that this is double density, so this is only 720K, but like I said, I don't remember on that one. Above that, another Tandy piece. I bought this at a Goodwill. This is a Tandy power control. And we've all seen these. This is another take on the same basic idea. Basically, the only reason why I allowed myself to buy it is because it said Tandy on it, which I thought was pretty cool. And I liked it so much that I bought this cheap thing that's, again, the same idea at the Hamfest. It's marked $3. I'm pretty sure I gave him $1 because I don't think this is really worth much more than $1. This thing is insanely cheaply made. The whole thing's plastic, you know, whereas this actually has a metal cabinet. This one's just plastic. A couple things on top of that here, courtesy of UXW Bill, at least some of them anyway. Well, most of them. I have two paracords, that one and this one. I'm not really sure why I've got two, and I'm not really sure how this managed to tag along, or where it would have come from. But, well, this one actually, I know what that goes to. That goes to this. Well, this one I'm not sure what it came from. If it came from the Tandy or what. But, anyway. This is a Macintosh PowerBook 45 watt adapter for the 190 and the 5300. These things are worth their weight in gold because this is extraordinarily fragile. I already have one of these, but now I've got two, so that's good. And this was a recycling rescue from what I imagine, or what I remember. It is a Macintosh PowerBook 5300 CS. I'll go ahead and I'll open it here. Yeah, there you can see there. 5300 CS with the color passive matrix display and the keyboard. It's in very good condition. It's in excellent condition, but it doesn't work. There's some kind of battery corrosion problem inside there, so what I'm going to do, I have a 5300 that was given to me last year, and I'm going to go ahead and swap the electronics from that one into this one, because the display and everything is good on this. I would like to keep all of that. You can maybe see some of the evidence of damage there. And there's some pretty heavy corrosion in this battery bay. But yeah, these are very extraordinarily fragile, so you want to be extremely careful with them. So, that was one of the many problems with the 5300 series machines. Even when they were brand new, they weren't good. This is definitely from the scratch and dent aisle. But this is a ThinkPad. Let me see if I can open it here. 760 XL. I believe it's got a larger screen. I have a ThinkPad 760 something or another, like a 760C, I believe, that does not function because the DC down converter board's bad. I'm hoping that this one's okay. And then I can take parts off of that 760C. I may just get rid of that because the XL is obviously a much nicer machine. It's got the bigger screen and everything. And I think that's actually an active matrix display because it's only got a brightness control. Maybe not. No, this is a volume control right here. And it's got the LCD status screen. It's in pretty good condition. All things considered, there's definitely some wear on it, but we'll have to look at that in a future video, especially when I get my power supply over here, so we can go ahead and test it. Also with that, I have a docking base, complete with the keys, which I think this is in the locked position right now. Yeah, that's how that works. There's probably supposed to be something else here to allow this to function, but it looks like it's broken. But again, I don't really care what the condition is. You'd almost never see these anyway, in any condition. So, definitely a nice thing to have. It's very much appreciated. Also, this was from the hamfest. I almost forgot about this. I moved it out of the way to shoot a previous segment of video, and didn't come back to it. It was free. I didn't pay anything for it. Oh, I did pay for that. It's a hazard fraught receipt. First time in a Harbor Freight, and I ended up buying something, of course. This was given me by Kirby Crazy. This wasn't from the hamfest. This is just an Apple serial cable. Nothing special there. But the rest of this is just a box of random adapters. I'm not sure how this is supposed to work, but, you know, potentially useful. Serial adapter. Little AT keyboard adapter. Looks like that is in the reverse direction. Again, pretty useful. These things are everywhere. And I don't know what this is. I have absolutely no idea what this is. If it would have gone with some kind of like Palm Pilot or something. I don't think so. The Palm Pilot predates USB, but some kind of PDA? Not 100% sure on that. If somebody knows, let me know. And I don't know what this says. MISC Computer Adapt. Pretty accurate. These tapes here are all also courtesy of UXW Bill. And I figure even though I'm not actually actively really using my 8mm stuff anymore, I think that's all of them. Oh, there's one more. They might be nice to have. At least to kick around. This is all from Weasel 2HTM. That sounded great. What if my washing machine's getting ready to break? Probably. Anyway, some RAM. It'd be nice to use, and then a whole bunch of floppy diskettes. Some of these I will be forwarding on if they work. I'll have to see how many of them actually work. And then I'm going to have to go through all this other crap and figure that out. But there should be a bunch of floppy diskettes in here. I was told there were 100. I'm not sure how true that is, but hopefully it's true. That might be nice. Alright, I think I got them all. And again, there's probably over 100 just in this here and this. So I think each of these is 50. And I'll take it at face value that there's actually 50 in here. Like I said, some of these are going to be forwarded on to somebody else. But I will certainly keep, particularly the colorful ones, I'll keep those on hand for myself. I don't know how many of them actually work, but there you go. I mean, they're floppy diskettes. You can make them work again even if you... Yeah, each of these is 50. High density. Certified, tested 100% error-free. Well, who knows how long they've been sitting. I don't think there's anything more in this box. I think I went through them all. Oh, hold on. I might have found one here. No, I don't think... Yeah, I'll probably go through all that stuff later. Stuff is almost like packing peanuts. Once you have it, you can't get rid of it. At least they don't have static cling. I bought this at the thrift store on the way back here. This is a black polycarbonate MacBook. I was very shocked to see it. And I was even more shocked to see that they actually had it priced somewhat reasonably. Even if it was only a parts machine, or sold as a parts machine. But I've plugged it in, and it actually works just fine, complete with the previous owner's data. So, the only reason the cashier at the thrift store who was manning the display cases actually told me the only reason why they marked it as parts is because they don't have the power adapter. So, that's actually nice. That'll get a video at some point here in the near future, although I don't know when it'll get uploaded. I suspect I'm going to attract a certain faction of the YouTube crowd by calling this thing worthless junk. It was courtesy of UXW Bill, and I don't mean for that to come across as my not appreciating this, because I really do. I have wanted one of these in particular for a very long time. I have something in the same case. I have a 2010 Mac Pro, but it doesn't work. I think I uploaded that video to YouTube. It was working fine. I went to install the operating system, let it sit overnight, and that was the last anybody ever heard of it. It's been in storage ever since. I should probably take it out and take a look at it and see if I can get it clicking again, but I'm not really 100% confident in that. Yes, the washing machine just kicked it into overdrive. This is a Paramount G5, if you might have guessed. This is actually a dual G5 model. Don't lose this plastic thing. I believe it was initially thought that this was a dual 2.2 gigahertz, but it's actually a dual 2.0 machine. Let's see if we can read this here. And 2 gigahertz dual processor, PCI X, which it has. 512 meg of DDR400 memory, which I'm actually kind of shocked that it's just old DDR400. I would have expected DDR2 for something like this, but I don't know. Apple switched from PowerPC to Intel in the mid-2000s, so maybe my timing just isn't quite right on that one. 160 gigabyte, I'm sure that's long gone. I don't even know where the drives would go on this. Normally they'd sit up here on the, Oh, I'm an idiot. They go right here. There's 2 drive spaces here. And I really hope that this doesn't take some stupid proprietary screws, because that's really going to make me angry if it does. I don't know. I'll have to find out on that one. And I'll look into that. I'm not above just jamming regular screws in there and be damned if it ever comes out again, because I'm probably not going to get rid of this. Because, like I said, I've wanted one of these for a while. I did get an iMac G5 recently. I've never owned a G5 before that iMac. Okay, the battery's gone, which is good. But what I need to do is I'm going to need to put a video card in this. What video card it's going to be, I don't know. I do have some ideas for video cards that I could throw into this. I've got some like 7770s that would probably be okay in this. I don't know if they need to be Mac flashed in order to work in this. I can't remember. Pull up the fan assembly here. Probably won't be able to put that back. Yeah, that's where the RAM goes. All the RAM slots are occupied on this one. With the single processor unit, they aren't. But I'll go into this more in depth when I make a video about it. Again, coming back to my worthless junk comment that I'm sure I'm getting flamed in the comments for making already. And again, I don't want to make that or have that come across as somehow meaning I don't appreciate having this machine, because I do. It's just that, let's face it, it's a PowerPC product, and a G5 at that. The G5 really just was kind of the lemon black sheep of the Macintosh family. It never really got an operating system that took full advantage of the processor, because it just wasn't a good processor to start with. It was kind of like the Pentium 4, except not nearly as widespread. But it's here, and I will certainly be putting some use to it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I obviously need to find a hard drive for it, a video card, and other things, but I'll do that, and then I'll figure out what we can do with it. Moving right along here. This is also free from the hamfest. It's a little mouse pad that there's absolutely nothing special about. It's just nice to have a mouse pad for these non-optically tracked mice that have problems tracking on desks. I have to start getting some more mouse pads. This is all thrifted stuff, at least I think. A couple pieces of software here. Brought to you by IBM. This I think was given to me by Kirby Crazy After Dark. It was given to me by somebody. I don't remember who. I don't know what I'll do with it. And some music CDs. A couple of those. I always like listening to some of these. Of course, some of them are crap. I had an ABBA one that I got that really just is utterly forgettable, other than maybe like 1 or 2 songs, but there's some pretty nice artists on here, so this can't be too bad, right? Guess we'll find out. This was from a thrift store here. This is a little external Dell D-Bay device. Right now it's got a DVD-ROM in it, but it connects with that special connector that I think somebody was talking about in a video of mine at one point. But I forget now, and it's way too late to be thinking, so this was courtesy of Weasel 2 HTM. Allegedly it's a thin client, but I imagine that this probably could be used as a full-scale computer. Not really sure. I'll have to come up with a power supply, and of course, expert me, I forget what voltage it is already. I was told. Wow, that doesn't go quite right. This is a little messed up, probably from my doing things. But it's got a little Intel low power motherboard in it. I figure if I can get that to run with a hard drive, potentially I might replace my print server with it. I haven't decided yet, but it might be a little old for that. Still a neat thing to have. Bought this at the Hamfest, I think for $2. This is a little power supply, 12 volts. It said on the bottom that it was 24 watts, sorry. So probably good for like 2 amps at best. There's an MOV between those, and a fuse. I didn't actually think to check the fuse. And it's not blown. It's not a piece of wire either, so that's good. There's a legitimate fuse. So, probably works just fine. Figure it'd be good to have on the bench. I'll have to figure out how I'm going to do some terminals for this. At least they're labeled by the previous owner. There's probably a sticker on the back here, but of course that's gone. Oh, look at that. I'm not really sure why there's an MOV on there. I could probably pull that off, because it is fused at least. This is actually the Dell power supply to that XPS laptop that I got last year. That's sitting in my low-end radio studio right now. It'll be nice to have the actual power adapter for that. Not that that's going to stay in that studio for much longer, I hope. And this, I believe, if I remember right, this is an aftermarket. Yeah, this is an aftermarket power adapter for an HP Stream laptop, which is good because I lost one of my power supplies. It's around here somewhere. I'll probably find it somewhere I'm not expecting. In fact, it might even be this. Because I don't know if that's the one that's going to this laptop that's down here. It looks like it is. So, yeah. So that, one of these basically is what it is. I ended up missing one, so I have no idea where it went. That's nice to have, even if it is one of the Chinese Firestarter ones. Getting towards the end of the Hamfest things here. This is a Videonics TM3000. That's what it looks like to me. TM1, sorry. Little Videonics title maker. Might be nice to experiment with. Probably use it in my studio if I can find a power adapter for it. I'm not sure if it says 12 volts AC. Yeah, I could probably find one of those. I think we got a bin of those at work, so I can probably get something working for this. And I'll have to use it in the studio. That'll be nice. Courtesy of Kirby Crazy, by the way. And what would a hamfest be without radios? Alright, let's go ahead and take a look. Of course, only one of these is from the actual hamfest, and that's this. Little channel master, 10 transistor, AM FM radio. I tried to limit myself to AM FM stuff because we don't actually have really any AM in this area, so an AM only radio would be fairly useless. Of course, there's no battery in there or anything like that. I'll have to go ahead and find one. I think I've got some 9 volts around here. Go ahead and use that and see what I think of it. Might make a video about it, might not. I haven't really decided yet. Looks like it is a model. Well, that's kind of faded. Is it a model 604 from Channel Master? Looks like 6439 is what that also says. But that's really hard to read. Not sure when it was manufactured, but pretty nice little piece. With automatic frequency control, I actually noticed that now on the FM side. That's actually pretty nice for something that's invariably quite as old as this thing is. Again, this is another thing I don't know why I allowed myself to buy it at a Goodwill, but it's a little Radio Shack. Here's a catalog number. Take some batteries. It's probably got some crusty batteries in it. No, they're not crusty, but they're a grocery store brand. Can anybody guess where this actually came from? Oh boy. Anyway, I thought it worked. Maybe it did. Oh, it does. So that's actually kind of neat. But it's otherwise probably a forgettable radio, but I might use it and report back on the performance. This actually came from an antique shop, or well, they call it a thrift store, but it's basically an antique shop in Bloomington, Illinois. It's a little Philco AM radio, tube-based. No doubt all original. Okay, we're inside the beast now, and we can see all of the tubes. It's upside down, but, I mean, you could go ahead and figure out what those are. Total of 4 tubes. Kind of interesting. I have no idea if it works. I'll have to build a dim bulb tester for this to see if it actually functions. Because I can't run it off of batteries, because unfortunately this needs a special type of battery. I don't know if you'll actually even be able to see it in there, but it needs a type of battery that has never, or it's no longer manufactured, and I don't know if I'm dedicated enough to actually build the battery. You can put D cells in here, that runs part of it, and then I think the plate voltage is what that other battery is for, the P67 battery. It looks like a much bigger version of a 9 volt. There you can see all the information there. There's no date code or anything. There's a bunch of different part numbers on it. I don't know what it actually is. 15 watts. It's not in great condition. And really, honestly, I only really bought it because the cabinet's green, which I thought was just a cool color for a radio. And again, ultimately it's AM only, so it's fairly useless in this area because we're down to 2 AM stations now. So, I'm sure it's probably a good DX performer. I don't know if I'm dedicated enough or daring enough to plug it in and see what it does, but I'll have to build a dim bulb tester for that and certainly see what happens. This came from an antique mall in Indiana. We were visiting Comp Dude 512. Again, I don't know why I allowed myself to buy this, but it's a little Polaroid 600 plus radio that would have gone with the Polaroid 600 plus land cameras instant color film. Complete with this is, again, part of the reason why I allowed myself to buy it, I suppose, is because it still had all the instructions how to use it. which is pretty nice. The other reason is because it actually has the batteries in it, or it has one of the aftermarket battery packs. Not sure why I called it aftermarket there, but this is the battery pack that you can use with it instead of using the old 600 plus film packs, empty ones. Although I don't know what's stopping you from using a full one. I don't remember Polaroids too much. I think I predate that particular fad. It's a pretty crappy radio from all of my brief experimentation with it, but you know, a neat little piece nonetheless. And I love that blue color. Same thing with the green. I have to have it because it's blue and colorful. Last but absolutely not least, I mean, there are some Harbor Freight screwdrivers, extremely long ones. I think they're 22 inches long, which is just absurd, but necessary, of course. But I mean, who cares about those? From Kirby Crazy, we have a Commodore VIC-20 that is working with the cassette unit. I believe this came from an estate sale originally. Look at what it cost when it was new. Wow. But it's got the manual and everything. The only thing that would have made it better is if the manual and everything came with the Commodore as well. I'll have to look at it. It might need belts or something, but... So I gotta do the same thing with an Atari. I've got an Atari 400 I need to do something with. And an Apple II clone, but we don't talk about that. Like I said, I believe that this is working, and this might actually be the European model. It's got the Euro symbol there. The pound symbol, that's not Euro. God, I'm gonna get flamed in the comments for that. My apologies, I'm tired. It's been a long weekend. But, yeah, the pound symbol. And yeah, these are the Petsky characters. There, you can see. We're going to set that aside and break absolutely everything. Sorry for everybody that was wearing headphones. In here, we've got all the rest of the parts. There's a cartridge here, radar rat trace. So, anyway, I don't remember a whole lot. I had a Commodore VIC-20, but it didn't come with basically anything. It was just the computer, the power adapter, and maybe a joystick. But I never got any like software with it or anything like that. Forgive the pun, but the computer was too basic for me. It never really held my interest because you couldn't, at least to my knowledge. I mean, I know now that you can absolutely do all kinds of interesting things with these, but at the time I didn't think you could really do anything with it other than write programs that really, honestly, after the first couple of programs that I wrote on that, I really kind of lost interest in the whole idea. Back then, programming really wasn't something that I was interested in. Little did I know what it would turn into. But, yeah. Little Commodore VIC-20. I'll have to set that up. Have a look at that. Yeah, there'll probably be a video about it. A no doubt terrible video, but... it's there. And, that's pretty much it for the hamfest stuff. I don't think I missed anything. I suppose if I did, I'll come back and I'll insert another video segment. I knew I was forgetting something, and I found it. I bought this at the hamfest as well. Just a little USB power bank thing. Because as it turns out, I apparently have quite a deficiency of working, or at least good working, USB power banks. So I figured I'd pick this up once I saw it. I could do without the pattern here. I mean, it doesn't really matter what pattern it is. This is just going to do nothing but rub off with age. And it's going to look like crap, but for now it looks okay. And I probably won't use it very often. $5 for that. Well, look at that. My nice weather has completely gone to crap. It is raining outside right now, and there's a couple of things that I've forgotten because I'm actually editing this video together. And like I said, there's some things that I actually forgot. Number one, well, the reason why I'm actually out here is because I wanted some things, or I wanted at least one clip for this video off of the, I almost called it a security camera, the dash cam here, which means I'm probably gonna lose the SD card. Oh, that's an interesting error message. Yeah, probably because I stole it. Anyway. Oh, God. It is wet. But I was editing it, and I forgot to mention some things. Basically about the hamfest itself. Some of my thoughts that I had. So, I mean, the video is basically over now. You can skip over all this crap. You don't really need to watch it. But it was better than last year. Mostly because the weather was better than last year. I think there were more vendors. I don't know. I'd say that maybe about a third to maybe even as good as a half of the tables. Maybe not. Probably closer to like 40 tables that were sold that actually had vendors at them. But that's a far cry from the 18 that were on their little piece of paper. So it wasn't too bad in that regard. But a lot of it was ham radio gear of various types, different bands, 2 meter, 10 meter, 70 centimeter, etc., etc. That really, I would say, I'm not going to say that it doesn't interest me. I do kind of in the back of my mind at some point want to get my ham license, because I think that it'd be a neat thing to have, just to say that I have it. But I don't right now, and I can't say that a lot of that kind of stuff really is my center of expertise or my center of interest. Most of what I go down for is just the assortment of general electronic junk that can serve as a useful project or another. And there was certainly a lot of that around. There was a lot more of it this year than there was last year. At least that was my experience. But the other thing that really kind of kills it is that a lot of the folks, particularly those that are selling computers, seem to be rather proud of the things that they're selling. There's a lot of people who want like 50 to 100, even more than that, dollars for some of their equipment. There was a gentleman that was selling some server gear. Last year they had a couple of HP towers that I was half-heartedly interested in. He wanted $400 a piece for those things, and I'm sorry, they're not even worth 40 bucks. Like, I mean, let's get a little real here. They're not new. Neither of them was particularly new. I mean, they weren't that old either, but they're not new. And it's just not the kind of thing that I really think is worth that much to me. So although I think there was more computer gear this year, a lot of it was stuff that people thought was worth a fortune. That really wasn't. There was a guy with a MacBook. I forget which model it was. 8 gigabytes of memory. I do remember that because he thought it was 4 and it turns out it was 8. And I think he wanted the better part of 150 bucks for it. Again, they cost more than that on eBay, but if I want to pay eBay prices, I'm just going to go to eBay, It's far easier. I don't have to expend the gas and the energy and the extra money for a hotel room just to pay eBay prices. So, anyway, that was something. And again, like I said, a lot of it is a lot more modern equipment than what I am particularly going in search of. But I think that's probably just the way that it's going to be going forward, because this is the kind of equipment that now is old. So, like 2009 era Macintoshes and other stuff like that. And some people that you talk to are just kind of assholes. To put it bluntly, there was a guy, and there was no way I was going to fit it in the Mercury, but I was halfway tempted to purchase, because there was somebody that was selling an Apple LaserWriter Pro 600, I believe is what it was, for $10 with a cartridge. It's a really good price. But the thing that killed it for me was the guy, oh, I hate Apple. I think that Apple's a terrible company, blah, 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 blah. And the way that he said it, and the way that he was pointing it out, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to give you any of my money. Because I think you're a jerk. You're selling an Apple product even though you hate the company. You don't actually know what you're selling, because he had no idea what it was and what the ports were on the back. But it's just, things like that rub me the wrong way. Like, people have their preferences, that's fine. I certainly have my own, but I don't shove them down other people's throats, and I don't talk like, I don't trash the thing that I'm basically trying to sell, you know? It seemed that it was very off-putting. And I had Kirby Crazy with me, and I think his experience was basically the same thing, is that it was entirely off-putting. So, that was definitely a thing. I wouldn't say that the Peoria Superfest is as good as it once was. I think it is probably on the decline. But I thought that it was better than last year. I know it certainly came back with a lot more stuff than last year, and I paid less. Did I? No, I don't think I paid less. I think I did pay a little bit more, but... or maybe it was about the same, but I thought that the selection of stuff was decent. The last thing I'm going to do is I took a pair of video clips while I was down there with the still cameras. There was a short video. We screened some movies, some 16mm movies while we were down there, and I shot some video of that. And then the last one is a video of a test of an HP oscilloscope that I had brought down for somebody else. We went to UXW Bill, a little HP 1202A that would otherwise have been thoughtlessly bulldozed, but I thought to save it. So I'll insert those clips, and then I'll come back to end this video. So I'll be right back, thanks to the magic of video editing.
People seem to assume that they're starting fresh with the exchange. But do you really enter any situation?
That looks great.
Yeah. That is an interesting idea of a square wave.
And that's pretty much it. Everything is now taken care of with the hamfest. And that's basically over. All that I have to do now really is just finish up today. Do a couple little cleanup things that still need to be done, but there's not really much that's left. I'll put some more water in this. But I think we're pretty much good to go with respect to all the stuff. I will have to organize it a little better, because obviously this can't stay here and that stuff can't stay there, so it'll have to get tweaked a little bit, but you know, we can do that. That's certainly well within the realm of doable. But it's like 1:30 in the morning right now, and I need to get some sleep. Should hopefully be the first little bit of decent sleep that I'll get in a while. I never sleep when I'm on road trips. I don't really understand why. But we're ready to go. I'm gonna transfer all the stuff off of these floppy diskettes. I just realized I forgot to put that in the friggin' dishwasher. Dang it! Oh well. Anyway, that's it for the video epic, which I'm sure is probably almost 2 hours long, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm sure nobody's watched it, but if you have, I certainly do appreciate it, and if you've watched it at all, I definitely appreciate that as well. Every little bit helps. So, thank you for watching. Oh yeah, last thing, I had to buy a manual can opener because I had this nice vintage one, well, vintage-ish, And as you can see, it broke the first time I went to go use it. Go figure, huh? That's brittle plastic, so I don't know what I expected. Anyway, that's it for the video. I'll catch you guys on the next one.